I promised you from these webinars onwards, I'll be talking about the products. I hope you're all very enthusiastic about listening to the ingredients of the products as well. So, as I promised you in the last webinar, I will be speaking about one of the most innovative products of Indus Viva, that is iCharge. Well, iCharge is actually a liquid formulation of Indus Viva, which is having a blend of fruit extracts, fruit juices, some innovative extracts as well, which is available in different parts of the world, which has been imported and it's made into a blend, and ultimately it is an energy component that we are actually speaking about here. So it's another Monday now. So from now on, I'll be speaking about the products. So the first product is iCharge. Okay, let me energize you all about this innovative product, which is iCharge. As you all know, energy is one important component of the human body without which you will not be able to perform well in day-to-day life. See, most of my patients are professionals who are probably engineers, pharmacists, teachers, software engineers, even doctors for that matter, and so on. The most important thing that is lacking in them is energy and enthusiasm, which is to be there in each and daily routine life. So in order to get that energy back, they need some supplements which can help them to cope up with their routine stress. So here comes the word stress. Okay, so let me relate back to the word stress now. So everybody is suffering from stress, I believe. So everybody in the world is actually suffering from stress. What is this stress exactly? So people say, okay, I am very much tired today. Is that stress? No, that is not stress. Tiredness is not stress. This is actually a misnomer which is prevailing today, is tiredness is equated to stress. Stress is something different. I'll tell you what exactly stress is. Stress is actually the body's and mind's reaction to everyday needs. In fact, we are subjected to threat each and every moment. How our body reacts to this threats is actually called as stress. I'll let you know what exactly the types of stress are. There are basically two types of stress. One is called as the eustress, the second is called as the de-stress. I'll just emphasize this again. The first is called as the eustress, the second is called as the de-stress. What exactly is eustress? See, for example, we have some positive as well as negative things in daily life actually. Whenever we are going through a positive thing, for example, if we are preparing for a wedding, or if you are parents and if you are preparing for your daughter's or son's wedding, you are undergoing the process of stress, but that is called as a good stress, otherwise called as eustress. Similarly, if we are planning for a party, well, we are actually stressed up, we are trying to prepare well for the party, but that is eustress or good stress. Again, so completing the final graduation, completing the final year of your school or college, there is some kind of happiness in our mind, which is again a stressful factor, but that is eustress or good stress. But let us come back to what de-stress is. See, distress or de-stress. So these are the two terminologies which I am trying to use. Distress. This is a kind of stress which is very bad to the body. See, for example, there is a death of your kith and kin or death of some relative in your house. That is actually a distress. You lose your wallet. So that is a phenomenon. There are two important things which actually happens. The causative factors of stress. I put this as etiological factors or causative factors of stress. They are actually called as stressors. I will try to spell this out. STRESSORS. They are called as stressors or causative factors for stress. See, whatever triggers our mind or body is actually called as stress. For example, a particular thing like a needle. There is a small needle, a friend of yours just comes and pricks you from behind. You feel that pinch or pain behind. That is again called as biological stress or physical stress. Stress happens there only. Stress is actually a very big phenomenon. So it can happen in a cell of the body, it can happen in an organ of a body, it can happen to the whole body itself. That is what the whole stress phenomenon is all about. So triggering response, we actually call it as triggering response in medical science. These triggering responses are called as stressors. These stressors actually cause stress. So I'll talk about these stressors a bit now. There are different kinds of stressors. Mainly they are the biological stressors. Biological stressors in the sense, for example, if there is a disability or injury to your body. So you are driving your motorbike or you are driving your car and you meet up with an accident, unfortunately. That will cause some physical damage to the body. That is again called as stress. So this is called as biological stress. The next thing is environmental stress. See, whenever there is a severe hurricane or a typhoon or a cyclone, suppose if we are living in east part of India as well as south part of India, like especially in the states of Orissa or in the states of Andhra Pradesh where the cyclones and typhoons are more, that cyclones and typhoons can also cause stress, and that is actually called as environmental stress. Similarly, the second environmental stress is poverty. So people who do not have sufficient money, who are not financially fit, they also undergo this stress. This is called as environmental stress. The third thing is called as population. Population is also causing stress actually. The excess population grows, we don't have sufficient medical supplies and requirements for the people, that is also causing stress. The next thing is natural disasters. For example, in a country like Nepal where there was severe earthquake happening. Because of that earthquake itself, that there is a kind of mental stress which is happening in the people. So that is called as natural disaster based stress or environmental stress. The next important type of stress is cognitive stress. For example, I've been given a task in my office, and if I'm not able to solve that task, so that is inability to solve that problem, that will also cause stress. That is called as cognitive stress. Similarly, if I'm doing something which is not ethical, if I'm doing something which is unethical, okay, so I'm trying to fool someone, I'm trying to do some kind of a thing which is not legal. So that is also a kind of stress which can actually cause people to go in for stress diseases. The next important type of stress is personal or behavior stress. So for example, negative reactions to the body. So especially the things like people are habituated to this tobacco and alcohol. So tobacco and alcohol, even though they are called as addictions or habits, that will also cause stress. If they don't drink or if they don't smoke that day, that will also cause stress to the body and mind. That is called as personal or behavior stress. And not eating properly. For example, because of the work schedules, people don't eat normally and drink properly. So they just eat, they are fussy eaters. They are a kind of fussy eaters. In such situation also the stress can happen. The next important thing is not exercising properly. There is no proper physical activity in the body. That will also lead to stress. So physical exercise or physical activity is also required for the body on a daily basis. If you don't do exercises on a daily basis, your body will be subjected to stress again. That is also called as personal or behavioral stress. The next important type of stress is life situation stress. See, there are some situations in our life which will actually lead us to stress conditions. The first thing is, okay, this is just on a very a joking kind of a thing I am telling, but this is still stress. For example, breaking up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, that can also lead to stress. In fact, that can lead to some suicidal tendencies as well. You are seeing it in daily TVs as well as all internet websites are showing the same, breaking up. So this is also kind of a personal stress. So for example, the next important type of stress is life situations where you have these pets in your house, okay, especially the cats, dogs, etc. They are just like our family members. If one of these dogs or cats die because of some reason, you will again have stress. People have gone to anxiety, depression because of the death of their pets in their houses. This can also happen. The next thing is divorces. People have these divorces, family courts and all, where the divorces eventually happen, and that will also lead to kinds of stress in both men and women. And ultimately the trouble among people as well. So especially when you have this kind of a revenge kind of an attitude towards people, the competition is always there between people, even in all kinds of businesses. When this competition is healthy competition, it is always good. When this competition becomes an unhealthy competition, it will lead to stress again. This is called as life situation stress. So these are the different kind of stress which is actually causing diseases in the body. So different kinds of stress, as I've told you now. So what will exactly happen when this stress happens to the body? The next important thing is the body's response towards stress. Okay, I'll tell you a very important factor here which most of you do not know. See, most of my patients come to me and tell me all the times. They tell me, sir, I am suffering from a problem called as gas problem. Okay, I'm having this gas problem, sir. What is this gas problem exactly? So people think that, okay, the stomach gases have increased, the stomach is bloated, you are constipated, or you are passing loose stools, and this is actually leading to gas problem. No, that is not gas problem exactly. I'll tell you. Whenever the stress happens to the human body, there are some hormones which are released in the human body. Okay, they are called as the stress hormones, by which a particular syndrome will happen to the body, that is called as GAS. I'll just repeat it again. It is called as GAS. That is called as General Adaptation Syndrome. This is called as gas. The gas problem is nowhere related with your stomach or the GI system. The gas is actually related to your brain or the mind always. That is called as General Adaptation Syndrome, or GAS. So whenever whatever kind of stress happens to the body, this particular syndrome will be activated by the hormones called as stress hormones. So this particular thing is called as the gas. What exactly happens in this gas problem is, the first thing, the human body always has a fight or a flight response. This is called as a fight or a flight response. See, what exactly happens is, when a small needle pricks you, for example, you will have certain pain there, or sometimes the bleeding can also happen. What will the human body do? It will try to fight the condition. Fight the condition in the sense, the immunity in the body actually helps us to stop that bleeding as well as pain. Ultimately, the bleeding from the prick actually reduces. So this is actually called as the fight or the flight response. So the next thing is, what exactly happens in stage 2 is, the body will fight as much as it can, but ultimately when the body fails to fight this particular response out, it will lead to a condition called as stress, and this particular thing is called as the gas, the GAS. So how exactly you combat stress is the next question. This is a major question that the people are asking these days. How do you combat stress? So there are two ways of combating the stress. The first way everybody knows, the physical and the mental ways of combating it. So you might undergo a process of physical exercise like the yoga or the pranayama, or you can also have some counseling sessions with the psychiatrist or the psychologist, by which you can reduce the stress. The second important thing is the supplements. See, so far as the medicines are concerned, there are no medicines, especially the synthetic medicines I am talking about, in the world which can tackle the stress, which can reduce the stress, or which can 100% cure the stress. Stress is a thing which can be controllable always. In medical terms, we call this as palliative. Palliative in the sense that which can be managed or controlled. Whereas supplements are only thing which can reduce your stress on a daily basis. That is why I am emphasizing on the supplements here. So I'll just give you a small ratio here, especially in a country like India. Sorry, especially in a country like India, nearly 3 million people, 3 million professionals are working in various disciplines. You see professionals who are doctors, who are engineers, who are working in railways, who are pharmacists, who are whatnot. So nearly at the age group of 22 to 40, so in the age group of 22 to 40, nearly 3 million professionals in India are under the process of stress. Stress actually takes a toll on held in the actually a plant which is found in the South African bush forest. This canna, is it habit forming or addiction forming? No, actually this canna is not habit forming, or does not make any other addictions in the body. So you can definitely take this eye charge for many days, as many days as you want actually. So in fact this particular canna actually acts as antidepressants as well. So apart from this canna, if you see this eye charge is an unique formulation which is comprising of traditional Ayurvedic formulations as well. To name them, they are Ashwagandharishtam, Balarishtam, Patrangasavam, Draksharishtam. So these are the 4 important Ayurvedic formulations which are present in this particular eye charge. So important benefits of eye charge which I am going to tell you now. The first benefit is alertness. See, alertness is one thing which is very important in your day-to-day life. If you are not alert, definitely your work will be hampered. Eye charge is very important. Endurance and energy. Eye charge is not only important for giving you instant energy, but eye charge will also give you long-lasting energy throughout the day. That is up to 6 to 8 hours. Eye charge will good eyesight. This is a very important point which I am going to tell you now, because eyesight is very important for the human body. Without good eyesight, you will not be able to work properly. So eye charge in fact has this particular eye vitamin called as lutein in this, which is responsible for, everybody knows, and ultimately it is what I am going to, like sucralose, which will never the sugar in the body. So sucralose has the glycemic index of around 70. So eye charge is absolutely